Y'all, a UFC fighter just got on the microphone at the White House and announced that Michelle Obama is a man. Now, normally I would tell y'all that every day is a good day to learn something new, but unfortunately, this grown ass man decided to use his moment in front of the entire country to remind us that access to a microphone and access to intelligence are not the same thing. Because imagine training your entire life getting to the White House, having millions of people potentially listening, and the thought that climbs out of your decrepit little brain is a Facebook conspiracy theory old enough to have a learner's permit. Now, that's crazy. But what's actually incredible is that Michelle Obama lives in your head rent free longer than some people have been paying mortgages. And I think what really fascinates me is that every single time a man says that Michelle Obama is a man, I don't hear an insult. I hear surrender. I hear a man that's looking at a black woman that he can't diminish, outwork, outshine, outclass, and deciding that if he can't beat her, he'll revoke her membership card to the Womanhood Club. Because it's always been a game. Always. And as black women, we know that. The minute that a black woman gets too accomplished, too visible, too powerful, too admired, suddenly folks start pulling out microscopes and becoming biologists. Now everybody's a gender expert. Now everybody's conducting forensic investigations because they saw a woman's shoulders. But be serious. Some of y'all have spent more time studying Michelle's body than American history, and it shows. But here's the part that I need folks to understand. This is why trans people keep telling y'all that transmisia doesn't stay in its lane, and it never has. The same lie that they weaponize against trans women gets pointed back at black women every day. Because the center of both is one question. Do you look enough like a woman that I should treat you like a woman? That's it. That's the scam. The answer is always changing because some people are going to be too tall, too dark, too athletic. You're going to be too muscular, maybe even too loud, or hell, too ambitious or confident. Sometimes you're just too much of something. And the goalpost always moves because the goal was never accuracy. The goal was control. And Michelle has never been controllable. And that's what really fucks them up and grinds their gears. Not her arms or her height or her voice. It's her freedom. Michelle walked into the White House as a black woman from the south side of Chicago and became one of the most admired women on earth, and somehow never asked permission from the people who resent her. And that burns y'all bitches alive because there are men who cannot process the fact that a black woman is extraordinary without some sort of conspiracy theory behind it. And that sounds like a personal problem, a severe one, the kind that might actually require professional intervention. Because if seeing Michelle Obama causes this much emotional distress, I don't think that Michelle is the issue. I think it's your self-esteem. And we can talk about how embarrassing it is that every single time these people try to bring a Michelle into it, the insult accidentally reveals what they think of trans women too. Because let's follow the logic. The only joke that works is if you actually think that being trans is humiliating. But if you don't, then it doesn't land. The joke only works if womanhood is something that can be taken away whenever a woman makes insecure people feel uncomfortable. And you can't. Not because the claim is believable, because it's not, but because Michelle Obama does not need defending. Trust me, she's just fine. It's a matter of the same poison gets poured into different cups. Sometimes it's aimed at trans women. Sometimes it's aimed at black women. Sometimes it's aimed at athletes. Sometimes it's aimed at anybody who refuses to shrink themselves for public consumption. The target always changes just like the goalpost, and the hatred doesn't. And brother, if the biggest applause line that you think you could get at the White House was by spreading a rumor about Michelle Obama, then I think that your career is struggling a lot more than being a half-assed athlete who could only afford to use his couple of seconds of fame to defame a black woman, or at least try. And until y'all realize that we are not to be fucked with or played, I'll wait. Because your mama look like a fucking man.